Get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy.
I'd like to let that song play a little bit,
We can't afford
because I want you to think about what it's saying.
bureaucracy.
Maybe it's our involvement. This is us.
We do nothing.
If we do nothing, baby.
Our hope floats away.
Floats away, baby. How y'all doing, baby? I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. It is Sunday, and it's time to kick off another week, baby. I'm glad to see Dorothy Tyndall here. Thank you very much. Followed in by Gary Spring all the way up in Canada. We appreciate you being here. And Bart Larson, Jess Coggins, and Dwayne Twizzle's here. Nancy Halverson, Michael Johnson's in the room. Jeff Curry, I just said just. Look at the trees. Look at the trees. It's in the room. Brandon Johnson, thank you for being here. Let me see. There's Mark Perkins. Mark. Oh, I just talked to Mark on the phone. Oh, Mark. Mark, I'm glad you're here, brother. Bob K is here. Let me see. Curtis Wood. Karen Van Wyk is here. I'm glad she is. BW here. Danny in Oak Park came by. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Adina Michaels here. That stringed assassin is amongst our midst, so be on your toes, baby. Amanda Elliott. Gene Prim. Let me jump on down here. Michael Falbister. Kelly K. Duncan, thank you for being here. Let me get that smart-ass squaws here, so y'all be aware of that, too. Sandra England, thank you for being here. And I want to, oh, really? Thank you. Thank you. Kick that, well, let me take care of that, because there was something I wanted to take care of anyway. First, I want to thank Alan Roberts, who came in 3 days ago on my thing here. It tells me when it happened. And joined our Patreon group family. Thank you very much. And then J.P. Lieb on Friday, and we didn't do a live show on Friday, came in with a $25 donation and said, here, have a nice beer and bud Friday, John. Love your cats. Cats have been my friends all my life. James, thank you very much. They've been a part of my life ever since I was a child. And Jess Coggins came in. Oh, look at her. Oh, Jess Coggins came in with a $2 donation and said, give it up for Alexandra Pelosi. Yes, I can't wait to see the whole documentary. This one just really makes me smile. Francis Ryle just donated $3. 3 super chat. Francie, thank you very much, darling. And Danny in Oak Park came in with another $2 and said, taking away people's rights is not liberty. No, it's not, Danny. And that's why we're here. Thank you very much. Y'all very kind. Thank you. And it is greatly appreciated. Francie is in the audience. And I'm glad she is, because today I was on the Tim Cormall show. I get the opportunity every once in a while, and this was my weekend. And Francie was on the show with me, and Justin Putman and Tim Cormall, Joe Santorsa, we're sorry to say, had a family emergency, and he is normally on the show, but couldn't be. Quit doing that, damn it. Couldn't be there because of a family emergency, and we wish him the best. I doubt very seriously he's listening to me right now, but he's in our hearts, baby. We keep him close. But Francie, thank you for coming in. It was delightful today. Anytime you want to jump in here, darling, get on that Discord and just jump in here, and we'll bring you right in this show, baby. I'd love to have you. I had a fantastic time with her today. Anyway, so what's going on? Well, from the title of my show, let's get it out of the way because I can't keep rapping about it. Yes, I watched the debate between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. Watched it all there on the TV, right up until just a little bit before the ending, and I thought, well, I'm going to switch over right now. I'm going to jump on over on Robin Kincaid's show and find out what's cooking over there. And sure enough, shit, Robin Kincaid had the debate going over there. And I made a comment. She asked me to come into the room, and I did. Anyway, that was the. What did you walk away from out of that debate? He had a badge, and I've been saying all day. You know what I would have liked to see? When he whipped out that badge, I would have liked to see Raphael Warnock pull out one of them Pope hats and put it on his head and say, "I'm the Pope." What do you want to do? It was a ridiculous moment in that debate. I won't lie to you. I think Reverend Warnock could have put a little bit more fire in his belly. He's a preacher, and I was expecting more. But by hands down, it was an interesting debate, and Herschel Walker just proved again to the people of Georgia just how ignorant he is, and he should not be standing on that stage. It's an embarrassment for them to be there. But that is the state of the Republican Party, and we also got a big kick today. Francie and all of us got a big kick with, and I'm glad they did this. They pulled up the tape of Herschel Walker standing on stage with Tom Cotton and Rick Scott behind him, with all the controversy swirling around his payment for an abortion, his absentee dad stuff, his kids all over the place, and he's putting a story on stage about a horny bull that got 3 cows pregnant already, because you know something's going on, and he wants to jump the fence and get them other 3 cows. And in the process of doing that, even if they were bulls, it wouldn't have done anyone. He whacked his balls off, jumped off the fence. It's the old story. But I was just wondering, what the hell was Rick Scott and Cotton thinking about when they were standing behind him, listening to that story? Anyway, it has been a full day. I had a great time on Tim's show, and the rest of it ate up with chores and stuff I've been trying to get. Before we get anywhere else, I wanted to let you know I got a letter from Linda Metzer, and AKA Oddly Wired, and I thank you very much, darling. I appreciate it. I just got the cover letter read now. There's several pages I got to go through yet, and I'm going to read it this evening when I finally get a chance to settle down and rest my feet. But it's been a full day. Bernadette, how was your day?
Oh, John. I'm doing well.
Good.
I got my little birds flying today at the beginning of the show. I have to apologize to everybody in YouTube. I didn't say hello to anybody. I was just trying to get the thank yous out for all the incoming donations. I was in the process when you started the show of taking out a glazed lemon cake out of my.
Oh, shut up.
And so I apologize for not being in the chat.
I wish we all had smell-o-vision. We'd all love
it. Smells so good.
I bet it does. Well,
Yes.
aren't you just being a little bit homemaker today?
So, hey, it's chilly up here, and I got a munch going on, and by the time I get finished with this show, I also got a chicken roasting in the crock pot.
Well, there you go.
I will let you know about that. But yeah, you got to get dinner in, and I figure I'd start early today, and I started with dessert, because in my world, dessert comes first. So
dessert comes first in your world. Well, I get
dessert first.
Sometimes you get all full on the food. There ain't no room for dessert.
If I'm
knock
going
that right
out to a restaurant or something like that, I'm going for dessert first, and I'll take the main entree home and
Yeah,
eat that
I'll
later.
eat that later in front of the TV. Let me
Yeah,
send out
yeah,
another
right.
quick thank you to Danny in Oak Park. Came back with another $2 and said, "Duh, Herschel Walker? That guy. Yes, that
Yeah.
guy, Danny.
Oh my God!
It's an
What
embarrassment."
a debate! What a debate!
Yep,
And that
watch the
whole
whole thing.
thing with the Rick Scott and Tom Cotton standing behind him as he was telling the cow joke.
What?
I saw that, and
What?
I'm just like thinking these guys want to melt off the
Off the
stage
stage, they just
with
want to
this
fade
man.
into the background. I'm sure both
But
of them are
hey,
intelligent enough to think, "Oh shit, what is he talking
but
about?"
you would think they was intelligent enough. But look at what they was doing. They was on stage
They
with
were there
Herschel
anyway.
Walker
That's right.
because they were promoting his
They
bullshit.
don't care how
Being
stupid
bullshit.
or how immoral
and
or
and the
anything that he
bullshit
is.
actually came out of his mouth, and it was just
Yeah.
amazing, just amazing. So y'all keep doing Herschel, and we're just gonna vote all you fuckers out of office, okay?
You know what my wife said today?
Mm.
She's listening to this lady from Australia, and she's listening to her, and the lady's talking all about recipes and stuff. You know what she says to me? Well, I really love her because her accent. And I said, yeah, we know about that in this family.
I know, because we got that kind
We
of thing
got
going
that
on
kind
in
of
the
thing
Blue
going
Dog
on.
family,
We do.
and I just love his accent too. Them down under,
Hey,
know.
Who are you talking about?
Not your
Oh,
ass.
you.
Get out of
Talking
here.
about?
I'm serious, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm from Jamaica, man.
Yeah, Jamaica my ass. My wife thinks you're hot anyway. Ooh, I like him.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
everybody likes him. Yeah.
Hey,
Hello, guys.
everybody should have an Aussie in their
Everybody
corner.
should have
And-
an Aussie in
Of
their life.
course.
And
And
we
a
got
koala
ours.
in their toilet. Now
Absolutely.
listen, I want to have another add to your, your Herschel Walker debate. What about the other debate between Ron Johnson and Manila, where
Oh.
Johnson
I,
got
I, I did not see
that.
that one. I did not see that.
Oh, John.
Was
gotta
it
go
good?
back
and
I got to
watch
go
it.
back and watch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
embarrassed. He was embarrassed, wasn't he, Bernadette?
Yes, he
He
was.
was
And
made to
Did
look
he get laughed
a
at
fool
he got
and
booed.
booed.
and booed? I
He
saw
got
that
booed.
headline.
Yes.
I saw the headline
Yes.
that he got laughed at and booed. I
Yes.
didn't get to see
I mean,
what
we're
they-
talking Ron Johnson. Y'all in Wisconsin, I believe they're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Please get out and support Mandela Barnes.
Please.
He's lieutenant governor up there. Too, for blue him if you can. We need him. We need him in the Senate because Ron
You know,
Johnson was at the
fuck
J6
him.
rally. Let's not forget that.
We
he
can't-
was- you see what?
We can't take anything for granted. The big headline right here on off to my side, there's a potential for a GOP blowout in the House. That's what we're looking at. They're not giving up,
Yes.
baby. They're doubling down.
No,
I saw
they got lots of money, John.
Carrie
They got
Lake out
lots
in
of
Arizona
money.
this morning on
Jesus.
one of the shows this morning on the morning shows before I went to Tim's show. And it was Dana Bash asking her, will you accept the results of the election? Well, when I win, I will accept the results. No. I want to. Will you accept the results of the election? When I win, I will accept. What she is saying is, unless I win, I will.
Same thing Trump said.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. They're setting
I mean,
this up.
You guys, they're putting it out there. They're letting us know what their intentions are. What are their intentions? She has no intentions on certifying the election
No.
unless
No.
she wins. Well, I think she ought not win.
I think she ought not be running. If she cannot answer that question, what the hell is she saying about our democracy? About the will of the people?
She's
About
not the
right-
only one.
Yeah, no, she's not. It's rampant among the Republican Party. That's what I've been saying. They don't give a shit about your vote. Let you go vote 3 or 4 times. Get your ass in there.
Well,
Because they don't care
what
anyway.
worries to me, I listened to NBC last night, and a guy called Neil Keitel, former former United States Solicitor General. He's on there quite regularly. He's quite a bald guy, slim-faced. He's a regular guest on there. He's one of their political analysts.
Right?
And he said, from his talking with people, that Merrick Garland does not want to indict Donald Trump. and that he's running his own little clock. He doesn't want to. He's very moderate and does not want to be the first Attorney General to do such a thing. But also, he did say that this last 48 hours, with Trump's little 14-page "I'm an idiot"
Right.
and other things he's done, his hand may be forced. But this is on it's on YouTube as a clip as well. But he's saying that he feels that Garland would have acted earlier, but his heart is not in it. And
You
he's
know,
actually
I don't think that Lawrence Tribe used to teach. He was Merrick Garland's professor. Okay, he used to teach this man, and he says the man is methodical.
yeah,
Okay,
he is.
is
I
not,
see.
he is not going to go after this case unless he can pull it off. And I think that he has
Uh,
ample evidence to pull this off.
Yeah, everybody
And he's
keeps
going
He's
to
saying
had
make
evidence
sure.
for a while, Bernadette.
they want to
Yeah.
see an indictment.
It might not be in the time frame that we want it in, but I think
I
he
think
is
it's
going to
coming.
go for it.
I do. I've said over and over, I would rather see it come organically out of the Department of Justice rather than a referral from the committee. But if that's what it takes, baby, let's go. Let's have both. A
Yeah,
referral from the
exactly.
committee, and
Exactly.
we already have a DOJ investigation into his ass anyway. And not only on the January 6th, but on the Mar-a-Lago documents. And they say that might be the one to get him. Because he's still holding them. He's still
Yes.
got some. He's still trying to make a
he's
deal.
real clear about what his intentions are.
Yeah.
They're his papers, and so he plans on keeping them.
I'm afraid that
Yes.
he's already made copies of the most important ones, baby.
Oh yeah,
But it's
John.
been
And
so
we have,
long, what do
we
you
have to
reckon?
assume that he has. You know, that's the only way you can do it with national security. If something has been breached, you have to assume the other side already knows about it. Because what's the result of the assumption if you work it in the other way? Well, then you're not prepared for what could possibly happen. So yeah, you have to imagine that every document that he had has been compromised.
The Justice Department has moved to throw his complete entire whole shenanigans down in Mar-a-Lago out and take it back from this particular
Cannon.
idiot judge
Yeah.
that he got in his pocket. So the Justice Department is not sitting down on this.
No.
They're working every angle they possibly can.
Now, are we
on
going to
this
see
thing.
anything between now and election?
Please let him continue to run his mouth.
Yeah.
That anti-Semitic statement that he put out here recently after it was just like in the last day or so, just appalling and full of nothing but hate speech.
Take
Can't
a
stand
pick
this
from any
man.
Republican. Look at Tommy Tuberville down in Alabama. What's
Oh,
he's
well.
talking about on stage? You
That's
know,
to be expected from him.
it
Okay,
shouldn't be
and this
expected
kid-
out of a man from the Senate, no matter where he's from.
First of all, another idiot that got elected to the Senate. Okay, we got to stop doing this, America. Please.
Indeed,
Please.
baby. We
John,
need to keep
John,
our shit.
bear with me for a moment. I had a really important conversation last night with my best friend in the whole wide world. Okay, and she told me that she was simply tired and was thinking about sitting out this election. And oh boy, that didn't sit well with me. Okay?
Mm.
We cannot afford to sit out this election.
No.
They say it's the most important. It actually
It is.
Democracy is on the line.
Yeah.
We cannot let these Republicans take control over the Senate or the House. Okay? We got to get out and vote. And what I told her, you've heard me say it here before. If you don't vote, you are absolutely guaranteeing your vote not
Doesn't count.
counting.
Your opinion doesn't count. Your voice doesn't count. Nothing. If you
And
don't
with
back it
that-
up with that vote, baby, it means
When
nothing.
she heard that, she decided she would change her mind. I told her, I said, if you do nothing else, because she's here in California, if you do nothing else, just go down the ballot and pick the Democrats.
It's a pretty safe bet nowadays. Because
If
the
you
other
don't
party
vote
is
for the
not interested
politicians
in
or
change their
democracy.
anything
mind.
else, just vote Democrat.
You know, we keep, some people think it's the most important election. It is the most important election in our lifetime, any of us. Democracy has never been on the ballot itself. We've had all sorts of elections, from dog catcher to president. Some of them very contentious, man. We've had some big doozies. We've had riots in the streets. But we've never been challenged at the very basis of what our freedoms are based on, and that is the thought of democracy, that we all get to have an input and the majority wins, baby. It's the way it always is. And those that weren't in the majority, well, you suck it up, you try better next time. Straighten up your act, do something different. Attract more people, but that's not the game plan anymore. And I'm afraid that after this election, no matter what it brings, that we are going to have election deniers out the wazoo screaming about rigged election and they cheated and all this other bullshit, because they're setting that up for 24. And they got 2 years to do it in. And I don't think it's going to be a
We're all
moment.
tired.
Yeah, we're tired of it. Baby.
Here's the kicker. My best friend, she has the same birthday as Martin Luther King. Okay?
Oh.
We cannot forget. There are many, many people in this country, white, black, and otherwise, that have died for our right to vote this election.
Hey,
we can't let them die in vain.
let me
We
throw
can
this
let
on there.
democracy die in vain.
No, we can't. And Danny in Oak Park came back with another $2. Thank you very much, Danny. Hit the gong, get that out the way, because what he said, I like. Democracy is my religion.
Yeah.
I like that, Danny. Democracy is my religion. You know. And
Well, I hope that Steve Khaleesi is feeling really bad as well, by the way. I hope Steve Khaleesi is feeling really stupid and exposed. Did you see that he was standing right next to Nancy and the crew when they were trying to organise National Guard and security to get these people out of the building and protect them? And he's out there the following week saying she done nothing. Right up till the other day, he was saying she done nothing. She didn't do anything to help anyone. And yet he was standing
let's
right
go to the
next to her.
videotape. I want to see the whole documentary because
Yep.
she was shooting a documentary. That's her mother, but she's a documentary filmmaker. She does other projects, but she was on the scene. So yeah, I want to see the rest of that documentary. But I am
And
so
thank
glad.
goodness we was on the scene.
Yes, because
Thank goodness.
part of the story, part of the news story on every network and shit has been, there's been a story about Nancy on the phone. Nancy on the phone with the Attorney General, on the phone to DOD, on the phone to governors and mayors. She was taking
punch
charge.
him out.
She was doing her job. You know, that's what
I
she
want
was
to punch
doing.
Donald Trump out, she
And
said.
all day today on Tim Cormall show, he had that on a button. Nancy Pelosi.
Did he?
Yes, he had it on a sound button. Every once in a while he hit it, and it would be Nancy Pelosi's voice talking about him coming up on the hill trespassing. She's gonna punch him in the head, punch him, and she'll go to jail, and she'll be happy about it. And he kept. I wanted that button. I wanted that button. Hey, Ro, how you doing, buddy? I thought you was up in New Mexico.
Want another kicker, guys?
Huh?
I don't know if you heard
What?
about this one. I don't know if you heard about this one, but someone has discovered in the Department of Finance that there was multiple documents in a file. These PPP loans of the department or whoever it was went through all the loans, and there were now this is quoted 2.7 million stickers taken off files that were suggested they could be fraudulent claims. Now, the person that put those stickers on there reviewed the files recently and said, where are these stickers that were supposed to be on here? Fraud, 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 to be investigated.
They're gone.
Don't know. They're gone.
They're
Right?
gone.
And the PP, it's too late now because the PP thing stuff is, investigation is finished. So, and they reckon it's something like $1.5 trillion worth of money that was fraudulently taken.
Yeah. Think about that. It hits close to home. Believe me.
Yeah, real close.
Yeah, real close. The number of people,
And that was Ring of Fire, by the way.
there's
Ring
a
of
whole
Fire
list
gave
of politicians, and I think there was a few Democrats in there, but the majority of them were Republican, who took PPP loans, some in the millions of dollars, and got forgiven. Just that's okay. Here's your money. Go on about your business, and nothing is said. These same lawmakers are bitching about student loan debt or any kind of social program that helps anybody.
Social
I've said
Security.
it forever.
Yeah,
Nobody will fuck this country over faster than good old-fashioned Americans, baby. And we have them all over the place, waving the flag and everything else, and they will fuck this country in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. You got some money, baby? Give it to me, and I'll lie my ass off. Yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm using it for the right reason. Sure. Yeah.
I wish DOJ would just stop
flag.
opening new investigations. And like Jared Kushner said, please, not Jared, what the legal guy, Kushner, please stop opening new investigations because of everything he does, and just process and fucking indict what you got now. Because he's going to be breaking the law every day. And every day you're going to be opening new cases. It's the delay. You know, so just
well, that's Donnie's modus operandi anyway, to delay everything. You know, even his lawyers from way back will tell you, you know, if contractors work for him, anything he had to dealings with, any business deal, he got lawyers to tie it up so he wouldn't have to pay the bill. And as a matter of fact, right now, the story going around about his company, Truth Social.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breaking the law.
Yeah,
breaking the law again already.
And the guy, I don't know, the CFO or whatever it is, he's screaming about they're not paying the bills. Again, go figure. Who could have guessed that Donald Trump would not be paying his bills? I don't know how they could foresee that. You know,
yeah,
not
right.
only just because it's what he's done his whole fucking life. So yeah, he's a piece of shit. That's exactly what it is. Ain't he, Miss Linda?
That's right. Damn big piece of shit.
Big piece of shit. How are you doing, darling?
Oh, fairly well. Partly cloudy.
Hanging in there.
Just hanging in frog hair most of the time.
Yeah, there you go,
Right
baby.
on.
There you go. Keep it working. So, did you happen to see the debate between Walker and Warnock? Or at least see the highlights of some of them?
It's a prop. It's real.
Did you see him whip out his badge? Oh, my God.
Yeah, she told him he couldn't use a prop, and he says it's not a prop.
Not
it's
a
real.
prop. Yeah? Well, then
Yeah,
I want
that's-
to know what organization gave him that badge. Because he's saying it's the FBI. He's saying the FBI, he went to a class that the FBI gave it, and he thinks that's enough.
He took a class and he think he a cop now.
That's it.
Lord
He
have
took a
mercy.
tour,
Yeah. Yeah, he can't remember how many children or how many he has or how many abortions he's sponsored.
Yeah.
There was a big name in America that said those badges are what the police hand out when they go to visit school children.
Yeah.
So they treat him like a kid. It's just a kid's badge.
They got it out of a Cracker Jack box. I was toying with the idea of getting a Cracker Jack box and then making a little badge and pulling it out and sticking it on there and say, well, that's it. Let me thank Diana Mallory, bequeather of the gong and Secret Squirrels, who came in with a $25 donation. Thank you, dear, so much. And said to all the pro-life voters, you got what you wanted. Now get out and vote those crazy lunatics out that you voted in. It is time for you to correct your error. Vote blue in 22. Oh, and lock him up. You know, thank you, Diana Mallory. She makes a point. The problem that the Republican Party has can only be solved within the Republican Party. It is conservatives that are going to have to stand up against the idiots like Herschel Walker or Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a list. And those are just the clowns. Those aren't the ones that are actively... We don't
need more crazy.
No, we don't need more crazy. And we don't need people that will actively try to subvert the will of the people like Ron Johnson did up in Wisconsin. He was the one that was going to take the fake elector votes into the fucking Capitol. You know, making a deal here, baby.
He ought to be restricted from running again too.
I think I see a lot of them that just should not be qualified to sit where they are, including a
Exactly.
whole lot of congressmen.
Exactly. They broke.
I
They
can
broke
remember it
electoral
was
broke
what
the
laws. They
fucking law.
should not sit.
187 in the House.
If
Was
you
that
remember
the
the
number?
last show, sorry, but remember the last show I said that someone was caught going through the machines in Michigan,
Yeah.
and playing with them and putting a V drive into them and trying to get or download. Well, that
Yeah.
person's now been charged.
Yes.
Have they been
and
charged? Good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
they have.
Yes, yes.
They need
There
to.
was
How many
There was
Republicans?
an article
How
The
many
in
ones that were
Republicans
down
have
in-
been
Nation about
charged?
that.
The ones down in Georgia should be charged. The ones that they have on videotape when that lady let them in down
Correct.
there. They should be charged. The one out in Colorado
Mhm.
should be charged because you're trying to tamper with voting machines. And that's against the law. Yeah.
And let's not forget about the idiots over in Arizona.
Yes.
Lord,
Yes, my word.
I am really holding on to the fact that not everybody in Arizona is a whack job. It is,
No, I hope not.
Mark Kelly's in there
They're
right
only
now, a
made to look like
Democrat.
it,
They
John.
have made the right decisions before. It's time for Arizona to stand up and just tell the nation. I say it here all the time about Texas. I'm tired of the ignorance coming out of my state. I'm tired of being the butt of jokes. I'm tired of my state looking like it does. Arizona needs to do the same thing. Kick these
Yep.
wackos out. Just, they've gone nuts. Down there, that's where the
But he's
idiots went to the FBI building with guns out there when something happened. You got to stop that shit. You got to put it into it. The only ones that can are the Republicans, huh?
You give an idiot or a dangerous man or woman a microphone, and that becomes 1,000 idiots and voices. I could be on your show, or even a major show, and be just
Gee,
one
thanks,
man,
Dave.
an idiot with a microphone, and I could bag someone or bag my country, and all of a sudden it starts. That's all it takes.
You know
That's
what I've
all it
often
takes.
said? If I wanted to be an idiot, an asshole, let's say, I don't consider I'd be an idiot on either side, but if I wanted to be an asshole, it would be so easy for me to declare myself a Republican, get me a red hat, and start spewing out hate all over. My neighbors would fucking love me. Are you shitting me? They'd line up to get on the air with me. Yeah, you're right, John. They would just go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that
The only thing stopping me from doing that is my own heart, my own conscience, my own beliefs. I don't believe in that shit. I believe in the power of the vote. The majority rules, baby. That's the way it is. That's the way we were all taught in this country. It's called democracy.
The people.
The people's voice.
The people count. They
We,
count.
the people of the
not
United States, in
people,
order to form
not
a
the,
more perfect union.
Perfect union.
You know?
Not the wealthy. Not the wealthy. Not the privileged. Not the elite.
I'm more concerned
It's
with
the
what
people.
Lincoln thought, though. When Lincoln said, when he talked about now we're engaged in a great civil war, testing whether this nation or any other nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. He questioned it then. We're questioning it now. Can this democracy, can this survive the onslaught from within? And that's what he was talking about then.
Oh. Did you know that the FBI started their own podcast?
Yes, I did.
The
I heard
FBI
that. I heard that.
The Langley File. It's called the Langley Files.
The Langley
And
Files.
apparently, it runs. It's only a 20-minute show each time they run, but it's actually FBI agents.
Bart
It's
Larson.
the real McCoy.
I like to think I do, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, because.
That's interesting to look at when I get a chance.
Well, no, I think they need to do some more recruitment because we evidently need clean house within our justice system, within our judicial system here. Because look at part of what that January 6th committee was. They were talking about the Secret Service.
Qualified that they put in.
They were talking about the
But the
Secret
reason they're
Service
going public-
knowing things, and they did not act upon them. People in the FBI
Yes.
knew things and did not act upon them. That is a problem. No wonder Biden wanted
And
a new
that's why
Secret
the
Service
podcast-
detail. He didn't want anybody from the old regime because he didn't feel comfortable. You know? And what are we supposed to do
John,
with that information, huh?
that podcast, if you read it, look into it, and apparently according to the Ring of Fire guy,
Right.
this podcast is the CIA and FBI trying to clean themselves. In other words, we're going public and being open and hoping that people can see that they're not, villains. These are good people, apparently, that run this podcast. They're very anti-Trump. So I hope that it works for them. But the world's opinion of the Social Security, Secret Service, and the FBI at the moment, the world thinks that they stink.
The world
And you've
thinks
got a
they're
major problem there.
compromised. And why
Yes.
wouldn't they think that?
Yes.
Because Donnie the Dick Boy spent all his time trying to corrupt it as much as he could. The judicial system,
He set
trying to
everything up.
stack the courts. He tried to get judges in there like Judge Cannon down in Florida, who ruled in the Mar-a-Lago case. So that's what they did. And not only him, Mitch McConnell's been doing it for years. Read Mitch McConnell's book, The Long Game, baby. It's all about the court. If you control the court, you control the law.
Wow.
You control who gets charged, who ends up going to jail, who ends up paying a fine. You control everything if you control the judges. And that's Mitch McConnell's game. That is what he does more than anything else. And that's why he's speaker, why he's leader of the minority. He wants to be back
Can I
in
bring up
charge.
something? Can I bring something up? It's very poignant to what's happening in America at the moment, your politics and the people making things hard. I just had to look up on Google search the type of person that joins a cult,
Right.
and boom, I got all this stuff about cults. Then I pressed the photograph after a few articles, and then I scrolled down, and there's a photograph of Donald Trump.
Yeah, there it
He's
is.
classed as a cult. He's on that page
That's what
as
he's
a
done.
cult. Now, let me tell you about this. This is how they list off cult members by personality. They're seeking identity. They want to feel validated. These are the actual points from the psychiatrist. They are followers and not leaders. They seek a meaning. They are highly suggestible and have a wish to be known. And the leaders are narcissist, charismatic, very dominant, demand credence and legacy, demand loyalty,
Put up a picture of
claim
Donnie.
to have powers and contacts, is boastful, is a sociopath with psychopathic tendencies. They're delusional and authoritarian.
And is
Tactics
there
to
anybody
control
listening to
or
that
attack.
who doesn't
Mental
automatically-
manipulation and love bombing. I love you all. Mental manipulation, love bombing, propaganda about the outside world, and public humiliation if you fail.
Sounds like Donnie.
So
to
that's
a
when
T,
you-
huh?
It's Johnny to a T, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Ain't it
Johnny to a
something?
T.
Nina, how
So
are
you've got a
you?
cult.
Yes, he is a cult. He's turned the Republican Party into a cult, and it's up to them to prove that's not true, because everybody else on the outside sees it. So
The cults are illegal, aren't they?
that's what this one is. Nina, how are you, dear? Uh-oh. Nina, can you hear us?
She started to light up there a bit, but she didn't.
Yeah,
a little bit of volume.
didn't hear you. Lit up a little bit, but I didn't hear anything. So I want to check your settings, check your microphone. Let me see.
She might need to go out
I-
and come back
You
in.
might need to go out of
Yeah,
the room and come back in. Some kind of Discord does that. I don't know if you know how, but I will send you back down to the room, and then I'm going to invite you back, and let's see if cycling does it. You know, I meant to say.
Well, one thing that one really good piece of news that I heard this morning,
Yeah.
the Carter Center, which is Jimmy Carter's foundation, they do election monitoring around the world, and they're going to monitor the midterms in Fulton, Georgia, which is
Good.
this
Send
midterm
them over to
election.
Arizona too.
And maybe they could convince the UN to come in and monitor the rest of America.
Isn't it sad that we have to we even think about such steps? that
It
we
would be a
have to
good
do.
idea, though,
If
guys.
that's, if
It
that's
would
what
be a
it
good
takes,
idea.
if that's what it takes
Yes,
to get a free and
exactly.
fair election,
Yeah.
yes, we should do that.
You know, I meant to say a little while ago when you came in, Francie, if you want to come in and join us, I'm sure Bernadette wouldn't mind sending you a link to join the conversation. So I'm
I
kind of
don't
watching.
have an address I could send
Oh,
it to. I can't send it into YouTube. Well, maybe. Um,
Yeah, just plug it into
I
YouTube.
yeah, I'm on 2 different
Yeah, you
machines. I
could.
can't.
Well, you know,
I
she
can't.
may
I can't
not
mess
want to
with my
because actually she has
my
COVID.
Discord.
She's right in the middle of COVID
Ah,
right now.
we don't want to get infected.
Oh well. You know what? I'm not even accepting COVID through my
Well,
ears nowadays.
she
Okay?
was on, yeah, not taking any more chances, huh, Bernadette?
No. Went and got my shot on Friday.
Did
Whew,
you?
that was painful.
I
Yes,
gotta
absolutely.
go get my flu shot. I really do.
And the flu
I've
shot
seen your
too.
photograph.
And
I
the
got
flu
my
shot too.
Yep.
shot, but I put one in each arm instead of both in one arm.
No,
That's
I
the
had to
last
go
time
with the one arm thing because I need a good arm to make it through the weekend. I
Yeah,
had
I
a
did the
cake to
flu
make.
and the lung both in the same arm, and I just died.
Yeah, it
Can
was
I
painful.
ask you guys, you Americans? I'm always hearing. I'm sick of hearing it now. Is from I'm not going to admit I watch Fox, but I do watch the highlights.
Right?
You've got to get both sides. So if I'm gonna attack Fox, I want to know what I'm attacking. I just don't want to attack it hot air. I want to be able to know what they're talking about. But I'm sick of Fox saying and others, Trump is damaging his legacy. What fucking legacy?
He
Yeah.
hasn't got a
I was
fucking
fixing to
legacy.
ask you because I thought that was the end of the
Proud of
statement.
him,
His legacy. His legacy is being a lying thief. And you can add that to the list that starts with draft
Well,
dodger.
I mean, think about what
what
the January
legacy?
6th put out. They showed how Hannity and Ingram all tried to contact Trump and tell him
Yeah.
to do something on January 6th. And what did he do? He sat there and gleefully watched TV.
Watch
Oh, no,
TV.
he didn't think they were
Didn't
doing
do
anything
anything.
wrong.
So yeah,
He
you
was
know what?
done.
He is the damage
Up
to
to
his
the-
legacy. If he
Throne.
didn't want to damage his legacy, he should have never tried
Should
to
have
become
never run for
president.
office. Nina, did you make it in
Exactly.
here with us?
I think so. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, we can. How are you, dear?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. I'm getting ready to go over and see Mama at the hospital, and she had a question for me.
Huh?
She wants to know where her what do they call it? Her
Absentee ballot?
absentee ballot is, and I haven't seen anything come in the mail. Is there something that I'm supposed to be looking for her?
Did she request one? Or what state are we talking about?
Texas.
Oh, in Texas. Did she request an absentee ballot?
Maybe she didn't. You know, she
I
hadn't been.
think,
She
I
hadn't been.
think you
sure.
have to
I-
request one.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
just send them out. You have to ask for it.
Okay. Let me see if I can still. What do I do? Do I contact somebody and?
Well,
Your
you prob-
county should have a
Yeah, your
registrar
county-
of voters.
yeah, your county voter registrar's office. If you just
Okay.
whatever county you're in, Google their voter registration.
Registrar of voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Camry.
Don't
I think it's Camry.
Don't get to the registration of vehicles. You'll get tied up with somebody.
Yeah. Although I need to talk to them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted because she was asking me about it, and I said, well, I hadn't seen anything. My stepfather normally had done that for
Right.
her, and
Is she not
And
capable of
so-
making it to the polls?
There should be a list with your sample ballot.
Right.
she's in a rehab right
Okay.
now, trying to get back up on her feet again, and she's been in the hospital for over a month, so that's going to take some doing. Poor baby.
Well, you know, just as a thought, the hospital
Nina,
might have
if-
a liaison too that she could talk to and go,
if
hey,
you
I want
go-
to vote.
You can also check with the Secretary of State's office on their website, and they should be able to point you directly to your county. That's how it should be
Yeah.
set up. That But
Okay.
yes, check your county registrar, check the Secretary of State.
I'm glad
Um,
she's inquiring about it.
Yes,
Yes,
me too.
yeah.
It was one of the
That's-
first things she asked me the other day. She said, are we, have the midterms happened yet? And I said, no, ma'am, they're going to in November. And she says, oh, good, I didn't miss it.
Bless her heart. Good.
Yeah, so
Good.
I said I was going to find out for her, and I thought you guys might be the best people for me to talk to about it. Now, I know that I just my voter's registration just came in. I changed my driver's license expired in
Right.
September, and I got my voter's registration already.
There you go.
And so I was excited. I don't have my
I'm-
driver's license yet, but I got my voter's registration.
Make sure you get the driver's license because that's what they do when you go in. You know, my precinct down there, they don't ask for your voter registration. They ask for your driver's license or state ID.
Well,
That's it.
really?
You've got
Yeah,
a
they
list
said
right
it
there
should-
in front of them. You know.
Yeah, that's how it's been for me too. Every time I've
Yeah,
gone,
I've
I'll
never-
have to go home. I can't
Yeah.
vote here. I'm gonna have to go
Now,
home to vote.
I do have my voter registration with me just in case, but no, I've never been asked for it.
Yeah,
But I have it
yeah.
and whatnot.
The
Shows
only
you
way-
what precinct
I guess
you're in
the
and
only
all that.
way that I could vote would be is to get an absentee voter ballot because I'm here taking care of my mother. But I don't know if they'd let me do it like that. I don't
I-
think they will.
Because you're not, what, in the county you're registered in?
Yeah, because I'm here taking care of my mom out of my
I think
out of
think
my
so.
county.
Call the county and bring that up too. Ask them on a
Okay.
side note, ask them about your mama, and then say, you know, by the way, I live over here in the
Yeah.
other part of Texas, and now I'm here and I'm going to be here to vote. So what do I have to do to make sure that I can vote?
Yeah. Okay, that's a good
And-
idea. I'll do that.
And
then.
that way you can get. That's the only reason I don't say it's because I don't know the official. I want, you know, it's easier for me to tell you to go to Google or go to your local, you know, office, whatever county you're in, and make sure that you back it up.
Well, they just, and that's
Hey.
another thing. I'm gonna find out.
You're knocking
They're
me
gonna
off your
call
screen.
me. My Beto called me, or somebody in his group called me the other day and wanted to know if I
I
would go and
can't
knock
hear,
on
so I
doors
must be-
again. And I said I would, but I'm not there. And you know, because they said somebody was going to be there this
I'll be
weekend. Blah, blah, blah.
back.
Okay. Miss
And,
Linda got discorded.
Sucker.
It happens sometimes. She can't hear us.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, so when I told them that I was out of town, and that she said, "Well, is it a question of whether you have time because you know what you're doing to take care of your mom? That's taking a lot of your time." And I said, "Well, I wouldn't mind spending a day and doing something to help Beto." And she was like, "Well, I'll have somebody call you and talk to you that's there in the county that you're in right now." So I'm waiting to
Oh,
hear
I'm
from
telling you.
somebody.
Everybody.
See if I can.
A lot of people are looking at Texas, not just in Texas.
I'm
a lot
really
of people are
excited
rooting for
because-
Beto O'Rourke here just because,
I'm
you know.
excited. I'm very excited right now because I have seen nothing but Beto signs here in Brownsville.
I see a lot. I see a lot of Beto signs here, but I also see a lot of Trump signs, so they ain't even
I
over
haven't
that yet.
seen
so,
any.
you know.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen
I-
any
I-
Abbott signs.
I haven't. I don't. Now that you mentioned it, I haven't seen an Abbott sign. I've seen Beto signs, but I don't think I've seen an Abbott sign. It's maybe a good indication. You know, we were talking today about the polls and stuff on Tim Show. I don't trust the polls. I think the polls are antiquated. I don't think they reflect what the people's will is. It's just a number almost like they're pulling out of their butt. You know, I'm 70 years old almost. I've never been called for a poll. Nobody I know has ever been called for a poll. So I don't know who they're talking to. And I don't think the polls that we see right now reflect the mood of the country. And that's, I think, you know, Beto O'Rourke is within 2 points, within the margin of error. So, you know, let's
Yeah.
go. You know, and you throw in November with the women's vote, man, there's just a lot going on. And the narrative that we see coming out of the Republican Party. You know, it's ridiculous. They don't believe in democracy anymore. They don't care about the vote.
They're subverting the vote.
They
and
are.
if we don't vote this November and they get control over the House or the Senate, they're going to shut down the government. They're going to try to change Social Security. They may even go after Obamacare again.
They go after everything.
And they will definitely suppress your vote.
They will. They'll try to pervert it, just like Just Coggins came in with a $5 donation and said Any news on the trans going into little girls' bathrooms? Seems if transgenders were going into such a thing, were doing such a thing, Fox would have been running 24/7. Strange.
Whoa, whoa. Let me tell you, guys.
What?
Have you seen
Thank you,
John
Just Coggin.
Stewart's? Have you seen John Stewart's interview with the Republican governor of? Oh, slip my freaking.
No, I haven't.
It will come to me. Anyhow, John Stewart interviewed a Republican governor. She's a female, and I can't think of the bloody name or the state. It was on my mind. I knew it. But anyhow, he tied her feet to the chairs because she started sweating beads. He done the reporter's reporting job. It was about gender and her passing a law about kids not being able to address gender problems until they're adults. There's no availability to pediatricians and specialists and social services and psychiatrists to anyone under the age of 18. And John Stewart took her to task, and he destroyed her on YouTube.
You know, I really do.
He done a brilliant job, John. And this woman was looking
I wish
like,
that man would run
my
for
God.
office. He does a great job doing what he does, but I wish that man would run for office. He's smart. He's articulate.
Yes.
He gets the message across,
He said
and he
to
does
her,
it with passion. You know?
You are like Trump. You know more than the professionals who are trained, the professors who have more knowledge in their little finger than most of us have in our whole body, and you are saying that they're wrong.
Yep.
And she said, well, no one's saying what's right. And she ducked and dived, and he held her feet to the fire, and she just melted.
He's great at that.
I had to have ice cream.
I
I
usually
had to have
like
ice
to
cream. It was
watch
so great.
his show, The Problem, with Jon Stewart, and he
Yes.
he takes on certain issues, and he does a fantastic job with it. And it's not like he has all the information at his fingertip where he's going to pull it off. These are most of the time common sense solutions to problems that we have. You know, and so many times.
Unfortunately, he's only got one. He's only got one outlet, John. I think it's not Apple TV. It's one of those Apple
we have to look it
or.
up. We have to. We have it. I can get it. I think it. I want to say on YouTube. I think.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
think
I
that's
seen it
where
on
we get it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I seen it on YouTube, but they only had to limit the day. I had to limit the clip because it was Apple TV. I think it is Apple TV. Because it copyrights Apple
He
TV.
does amazing
But you know,
interviews.
he is brilliant. He has got a show on YouTube called The Problem with Jon Stewart.
That's
But it's
the
not
one
an
I'm
aggressive
talking
show.
That's the one I'm talking
No,
about.
this
The
is another
Problem.
show. No,
Oh,
he's got another show
Is that his
on
podcast?
Apple TV, which is, yes, it's more aggressive. It's more in your face.
I'll have to
It's
look it
more
up.
the old Jon Stewart.
Right.
And the one on YouTube
look it up,
is a
'cause
bit
I
chatty
love
and he's a
that
bit
shit.
more forgiving.
Tired
Oh,
of being
he's good.
nice.
But I was happy to see that now that DeSantis and Abbott are being investigated for this
Yes, they
clown
are.
move of shipping.
Yeah, they're being investigated by the Attorney General of Washington, D.C.
Another one.
Yeah, another investigation. Yeah, everybody in my government here in Texas is under investigation. The governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, pick one. They're all under investigation. Ain't that nice? Ain't that comforting to your state that you have so many?
Huh.
But yeah, about the busing, about dumping migrants, because basically they're doing the same thing. They're just
shipping.
trying to snatch people off the street and ship them somewhere else.
You
You know,
can't cross borders with immigrants. You can't take them across borders until they're
You
citizens.
can't trick people.
And these were immigrants.
These are immigrants. They're not illegal immigrants. So, you know, all their whining about the illegal aliens coming across the border, these aren't. These are people who've been in front of the judge already, who have the shot at being having this as their home. And I'll tell you what, I've said it lots of times. I'll pick a whole shitload of them over what I see in this country sometimes.
I am not but a mile away from the. I mean, a mile away. Big old. I'm right here on the water, and not once have I seen anybody with a big old bag of drugs crossing the backyard. Okay, there's nothing like that going on
I've lived here all my life. I've seen nothing change. There have been, the only influx has been I think, driven by the Republican politics of Central America. They,
Right.
you know, they've ignored Venezuela. That what's going on down there is so bad that the people are desperate. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what they're
But they
doing.
have the people believing. They have the people believing so many things. Just like with my sister-in-law the other day, and she wanted to tell me that we've been treating these people terribly. You know, with the January 6th. That we just, you know, they're not even able to shave, and they look
Oh,
terrible, and they're
pity
not
party.
feeding them.
I feel so bad for them. Did they think about that before they went and committed seditious
I can't
conspiracy?
shave, and they won't let me
Well,
have my
exactly.
Pop-Tarts either.
How
Jeez,
dare
are
you treat
self-
criminals
Oh.
like criminals? Hey,
They're
how dare you
not
treat
shaving.
criminals like criminals?
They weren't shaving before they went in the in jail. I mean,
you know, I'm sorry. I have very little sympathy for anybody that's being charged for being in the Capitol that day. You
Nope.
don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that if you're going through broken windows, if you're storming, you're breaking the fucking law. And I don't
and
give
let's
a
not
shit
forget
what
the
your
day.
motivation is.
Let's not forget the day that those people stood out there, and he threw, you know, those the canisters of tear gas at them, and bean bags and stuff like that when they were on.
Oh, the photo op for the Bible.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's walk across
Did
the
y'all
street.
see?
That
Did
day,
y'all see
he,
that
he
ridiculous
wanted
picture?
the National Guard to shoot protesters.
Yes.
Shoot them
In the leg.
in the leg.
In the
you know,
leg.
in the leg. Diana
Well, did
Mallory
you
just
see
came
that
in.
picture that he's promoting? He's got a pic. Oh, he's so concerned that he's more concerned over the fact that that they have not come out with how many people were actually there that day.
Are you
He's
shitting
saying
me? Are you
that
shitting me?
they so he's got this picture, John, that is
Photoshopped.
it's photoshopped, and it's got more. It's just like when he got inaugurated. You can look at it and you know it's
In-
photoshopped. There's no way that many
I
people
made
were
fun
there.
of this on my rant. It's like Alice's Restaurant. His whole 14-page response was a bunch of bullshit to the January 6th committee. But not only that, he attached photographs of the crowd bragging about how big the crowd was on January 6th. I had the biggest crowd ever. I was just, are you shitting me? Like an 8 out of 10
Don't think he's
glossy
setting
photograph
himself
with a
up for
paragraph on the back of
insanity.
each one. It's just, it's disgusting.
He's,
The man's ego, his drive is to just promote himself regardless of what the fuck. He's answering
Talk is, John,
some serious
he's trying to
charges.
set
and he's
himself
trying to-
up for an insanity plea. He's trying to set him. That's what they're saying. If he sees all is lost, he will set himself up as being, oh, well, I was mentally unwell at that point, and, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, blah, 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 blah. But that's not going to work, apparently, according to most of the commentators.
Yeah.
But that's what they feel. With this mad letter he sent and the mad statements of the last few days, that he's going to try and look a bit crazy.
Well, this one's for you, Dave, because Diana Mallory just came in the room and donated another $5. She said, Aussie Dave, Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge. Is that it?
That's the woman.
That's the woman. That's the woman.
John Stewart. That's the one John Stewart
That's who
put
he,
about the
John
whoever was
Stewart
the
was
lawmaker.
Oh.
Yep. Yep. Now it comes to me. The name is right. So I got all that half it wrong, but
His
the other
family
part
stays
right.
on top of this shit, I'm telling you.
You just look it up. But I want to also say that the magazine called Editor and Publisher. It's a magazine, sort of magazine that mainly entertainment people and people in the industry would buy and read.
Right.
But it was backed up by a news report that they reported that Fox does not actually investigate or have reporters out in the street doing homework. When these Fox commentators
I didn't think they
make
did.
it up.
I didn't
They
think
make
they
it
did.
up.
They'll tell you in a
No,
heartbeat.
it's
They're
all
not
made
a
up.
news organization. They are an entertainment corporation. That's what Fox News is.
There's no facts.
No, they don't have to give facts. They don't have to. It's all propaganda. It's the most anti-American bullshit that you can turn your TV to. I don't give a fuck if it's the TV commercial.
And the
I wouldn't
bottom
support
line
anything
is-
on that shit.
The bottom line is on Newport. On Newport, the bottom line is Fox. This Fox program, and it's obviously the handy in the other dickhead. The Fox program is one of the most profitable programs in TV. That's meaning all the stations because it employs the least amount of staff, has the least amount of investigations out there, and it just relies on Hannity and Ku Klux Klan guy.
I don't know
So
if anybody
it's,
else has been
very
watching.
cheap.
I think it is a CNN. I think is having the series, the Murdochs.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I've seen
I
one
don't
full
know them.
episode.
I
I've
don't
seen
know
part
them.
of another, and I think they're having another one tonight or something. I don't know.
The Murdochs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
the way
the
that
Murdochs.
Trump, I'm sorry, the way that Fox is run, Fox News TV, is run just it's just pure
It's
fucking
damaging.
entertainment to frighten you, to keep you on the edge of your seat. Look at here, the world is fucking burning. Let's it's all of that because they want
For
that.
money.
They take our jobs. They're coming to rape and murder our
Yes,
children.
yes. Yes, it's all
They'll
the,
destroy the country for their money. For money.
for money.
This is what gets me.
It is, to me, it's fascism. It's how they control
it
the
is.
masses, and it works on chumps. It does. So
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I've got money. Fuck you. That's
fuck
what
you.
it is.
That's exactly what it is. But those that don't have the money, they're being convinced by bullshit patriotism, by fake patriotism, by waving a flag or playing a song. God bless America, anything to get them, because they're digging in on their hatred. It's so easy to play them like fiddles. Greg Abbott's down here talking about how terrible things are here in Texas. How terrible are it would be a bad idea to make Beto O'Rourke. Really, you've been governor for 8 years. It's terrible. Or everything about Texas is terrible here because because Beto O'Rourke might become a governor. No, he's shitting on everything, trying to convince you that I don't know. He's a freaking. I hate that guy. I'm tired of him being.
It's just
my
disgusting they can get away with it.
They say he's no
This
different
is
than
the
anybody
problem,
else.
is
He
people
sells
play
hate
with the law.
and racism and bullshit.
It's whatever pays him.
And everything that they accuse us of is exactly what they are doing.
It's called
They do.
projection. Yes.
They do
called
project. Yes,
projection.
they do.
And they've been doing that more in the last 6 years. I wonder where they got that idea from. Keep doing it and just keep denying you're not. Blame others for what you're doing.
Guys. Remember this. Remember the Black Lives Matter march? They had National Guard security armed in battle gear there within the hour, and they came from the what is called the riot squad for prisons, and so apparently every state's got a riot squad that gets together if they need to. But when they addressed the Black Lives Matter march, they were there within the hour. 150 riot squad members of this prison
Of the
gang.
prison guard, and they were in uniforms that were unidentifiable.
Now,
Okay.
on January 6th,
No
they couldn't
markings
get no
whatsoever.
one.
No,
How does that compare
exactly.
to January 6th, guys?
Because
No.
because the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, does not have jurisdiction over the National Guard.
Exactly.
She had to get a governor to do that.
But that's exactly what my brother-in-law said today.
The President of the
Trump
United States
had
in-
them,
in-
and that Nancy told him not to bother bringing them, not to let them.
Look,
Don't
the
spit on
National Guard, prior to January 6th, issued a letter saying what they were not going to do. And one thing that they were not going to do was interfere with this riot, and that's because of Trump.
That's right.
Trump
Beforehand,
Trump
so
actually held in D.C. the president gets jurisdiction over the National Guard, and Trump had that. And what was he doing? He was sitting around laughing and jumping for joy because
Again,
his
it
minions
falls
were
back
out there.
To Trump
Yeah.
trying to corrupt as many institutions in this country as he could. It was
Yeah.
his only way. Let me send out a thank you to, well, two thank yous to Just Coggins, who came in with $2 donations, said, and the rich are hat in hand for donations. All the time, brother. It amazes me sometimes when you see these very wealthy politicians begging for your bucks. And then I want to thank Tim Torkelson, who just came in with $20 and said, intelligent Warnock debate, silly Walker. He was a mumbler, not a talker. His badge looked really fake, and Reverend Warnock took the cake. President Zelensky is a big hero. Dictator Putin is a tiny zero. Go, Joe, and fuck Trump. I love it, Tim. I love it. He's very good
Love
with
him.
words. He's very
Quite the
good.
poet.
And let me thank Keith Thompson, my buddy Keith up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, came in with $5 and said they claim to be Christians, but their cult leader boss can't even hold the Bible correctly. It was upside down. And, but that wasn't the point.
2 Corinthians, yeah.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians walk into a bar. And Karen Van White just came in with a $3 donation and said, if Biden has the borders wide open, why do we have Border Patrol? Hey, that's a good, why do we need Border Patrol? The borders are open anyway. What do we do? They have a picture down here on the news the other day, and I've seen it several times. And that is the seesaw that has been built on the wall down here.
I posted that today on
I
the
love
chat.
it. I've seen it several times. I love it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? You want to build a wall and children
Something
will still
good
find
comes
a
out
way.
of something good comes out of hate, mate.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And yeah, like we were just talking about, I've lived down here in South Texas all my life. Hardly anything has changed. There are no demonizing, drug-crazed banditos coming over the border. What's heartbreaking is when we get stories down here finding bodies out in the brush where they tried to get here and they died trying. And then we got people down here that will go out there because some people put up water stations. There's places out there where they'll put a big flag up. There's water here. And they're desperate. There ain't no fucking water out there. And they put water up there for them. And then they have the other group, the assholes, who come by and knock the fucking things over and spill all the water. Because their thought is let them die. That is who fucking Republicans are. They'll kick over the fucking water.
My stepfather wrote a book before he passed away. It was very important to him, and I'm so glad that he did that before he passed away. Right. And it's a book about, he worked for something called Good Neighborhood Settlement House. And what they would do is when the people would get their okay to come in, and they would be let out of the encampment, they would go and pick them up and take them for a hot breakfast and give them a backpack full of some clothes, some clean underwear and stuff like that. And he wrote about a few of the people who told their story. And the thing that really got to me the most about that was about this whole concept of putting them in this cold, and then when they left.
Right.
I still understand why they did that.
Boy, honey.
But one of them was just a man who he was having breakfast with him, and he got emotional. And my stepfather asked him, "Why are you getting emotional? Are you just that happy to be out of there?" And he said, "The coffee." He said, "The coffee tastes so good. I haven't had any hot coffee this whole time."
It is. It will break your heart down here to see the stories of the people who have tried to make it across over here.
Yeah.
And they're not carrying drugs, baby. They're carrying their kids. They're trying to find a better life, a better way.
And we need them.
I've got hope that maybe the only people that can save your democracy, which is anything that Trump does, is going to end up going to the Supreme or the 11th Circuit Court, because he's going to either object, delay, whatever. Now, the last couple of decisions out of both those courts have been positive towards democracy, which gives me a feeling of there's a chance. Trump will
think
not
the
succeed.
11th Circuit is not
They won't cop a
responding.
shit anymore.
They're not responding the way Donnie thought they would, and neither is the
Yes.
Supreme Court. Again, these
No,
people
they're
are,
not
you know,
either.
I don't know about Judge Cannon if she's learned it yet. She needs to.
No, he wants her sacked. He wants her out of the case now.
She should be. She overstepped her bounds
I mean,
big time,
people that
and it was
wasn't even
obvious as
qualified
to why
be.
she did.
Yeah.
As a loyalist to him, not because of the law,
Yeah.
but because of her loyalty to him, and that's what we can't have. We can't
So
have
many of
loyalty
these
to
people-
anybody, Republican or Democrat. We need to be loyal to
Right.
our Constitution and the rule of law. That's what we're loyal to. That's what George,
Absolutely.
it's what it.
So many of these people that are coming, they're coming because they will be killed if they don't agree with what's going on in their country,
yeah.
and if they get
Oh,
sent
really?
back,
That's
it's
what
even
they're
worse.
thinking.
The mothers bringing their kids up here because if their kids don't join the gang, they'll be
That's right.
killed. So their mama wants to get them the hell out of here. I don't know how many mother and children are coming out of Central America, but we could stop it if we took more time to invest in places like Central America instead of trying to invest in Saudi Arabia. How about
There you
that?
go.
How about if we make the life better in Central America and in South America?
Yeah, we took
Maybe
out.
we
He took.
could-
What did he take?
It's correct, but
John?
we fucked up.
John, the reason why we don't do that is because there's no money
No
in
money in it, baby, and it's always about
That's
the
right.
money. That's how come, today, I can almost remember it. On Tim's show, we have our Twitter friend of the week. You pick Twitter friend of the week. Today's Twitter friend of the week for me was Tom Thunkett, at Tom Thunkett's Mind. And he wrote, because this morning what was trending on Twitter, part of one of them was hashtag MAGA fascists. And Tom Thunkett had wrote how to identify a MAGA fascist. Well, one, let me see. Oh shit. Oh wait a minute. I think I have it right here. I might have it. Of course not. I moved it because I moved
Oh, no.
everything. Anyway, they supported they support Donnie. That's basically it. I done screwed it all up. They think stealing documents is no big deal. They think the insurrection is no big deal. There was a list. I'm sorry I brought that up. Let me thank Francie Ryle, the Ed McMahon of the Tim Cormall Show. Hey, and she came in with another $2 donation. Francie, thank you very much. And Tim Lowry, who came in with a $10 donation and said, I think they need to rename that animated movie Despicable Donnie and His MAGA Minions. Indeed. That's what,
Well, no, I like
I
the
think
movie.
somebody, I think it was Justice Putman today, said he doesn't like to call them Republicans anymore because there's still some decent Republicans. He said, I think I'll start calling them maggots. And I said, welcome to the crowd. I've been calling them that forever. That's what they are. They are, it goes right along with MAGA. That's their thing. No, you're a maggot because you're eating away at this democracy, and you're all too willing to do that. You have followed an obvious liar and a cheat, and the world knows it, and they're still the ones out there proclaiming the king has beautiful wardrobe. Look at his fancy clothes. No, the fucker's naked. He got no clothes. That's what we're all trying to tell you. He's naked as shit. We can see his little pecker. So quit telling me he's got a fantastic robe on and he's kingly. I don't,
No.
it's that kind of thing. It
Thanks,
is that.
John. I've got that image. I've got that image in my
Bad
mind now.
images.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you. Is
no.
that not describe maggots? That they
Yep.
believe he is something he's not? It's that same story. The king has no clothes. He's a
You
liar. He's a
noticed
cheat.
that,
He's a draft dodger. He sold. He's in Trump University. Every scam he could ever do, he's already done.
Everything he touched turned to shit.
Turned to shit. So
Yeah, I hate it when he
correct.
says, when he's trying to convince people he knows what he's talking about and that he's been victimized and he's on. I
People
hate
are
it when he
saying-
says things like like people are saying, a large percentage of people, the majority, we all know, everyone knows.
Everyone
They're
knows.
all talking
People
about
are saying,
those,
you know,
yes.
it's all hyperbole bullshit.
And he tells the people what they're thinking. He says, and you know, you've seen it on TV, and
We've all seen it.
and he keeps
They
that's
believe
suggestive thinking.
the imaginary creature that he played on The Apprentice. You're fired. Every bit of that was in a script. He hasn't fired anybody. Everybody he fired out of his administration, he got other people to do it. He didn't want to do it. He sent aides and shit to tell somebody they're fired. You know.
Want to hear another funny bit?
Go tell Steve Bannon he's fired. He's not working here anymore. Go tell all of them that he threw under the bus. You know? The
Majority Report found a report that suggested about Trump's behaviour in the insurrection. The impeachment case against him, the last one. Apparently, the people in the Republican Party on the Senate, their families got death threats if their father or their brother or their husband impeached Donald Trump or convicted.
Because
so he
that's
would have
what
been
these
convicted.
people do.
You know,
I mean,
that's
look what happened. And you know what? Check this out. Alex Jones got held responsible for his followers doing the stupid shit that they did. Good. And I hope the same thing happens with Trump. I doubt that it will, but I can have hope.
Hey, you know.
But he should have been convicted.
Anyway,
but he wasn't
John,
because of death threats.
Time to run the credit.
Is it time for credit?
Do we have a two
Already?
for blue?
Blue dots are screaming.
Do we have a two for blue yet?
No, we don't. Travis Big Rush, as a matter of fact, he came in here, stole the green screen, ran out today with it and stuff. He's got a deadline of just a couple of days to get a lot of shit done. He's been heavily involved in two projects. I think he bit off more than what he could chew, and it's coming down to the wire.
If there's any MAGA people listening to your show right now, John, and just to find out what it's all about, let me give you a little story about if you follow the Bible. Satan and a few of his followers were kicked out of heaven and went down underground. Right. Why do you think so? Because Satan tried to run, according to the Bible, an offensive against his brother, God. Yeah. So he tried to run an insurrection in heaven, and he was ejected from heaven with his followers to hell.
But he's still trying, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's still trying. Donnie, to a T, he's still trying. He is still out there selling the bullshit of the election stolen. Hell, the response he wrote to the January 6th committee, the headline on the damn thing wrote, the election was stolen and rigged. Really? And then just the same pity party bullshit that he's been talking about and didn't address anything. And oh, by the way, it was the biggest crowd ever. It was disgusting. It was his response to that. And yet,
can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that since we don't have a two for blue, let's not forget those people that are already in office and up for re-election, like Katie Porter. We really need that girl, and she's up against
I love that woman.
Street.
I love Katie Porter. She speaks her mind. You know, when I say I don't have them, I do. Porter. But they're the same too. We haven't had time. Travis hasn't had time to do this, and I don't know how to do it. So we still have John Fetterman, which he still needs the help. Pennsylvania is still, as a matter of fact, there's a lot going on up in Pennsylvania.
There's only 1 point. Only 1 point, isn't it, John, between them?
Oz has been making gains up there. And because he's pushing the bullshit about John Fetterman's stroke. And it's bullshit. But yes, there's John Fetterman and also in that same Josh Shapiro running against, who is it, Mastriano, for governor up there. And I'm telling you, Oz and Mastriano, talk about two scumbuckets. You know, Pennsylvania, and it's one of those we're looking at, that we're watching to see if we're going to win. You know, we have North Carolina's looking good. Florida's not looking bad. Wisconsin is close. Ohio, you know, we're looking good. Senate-wise. In the House, we're still having problems, baby. You know, check out who is running in your area for Congress. Make sure that you get out and vote blue in all the congressional races across this country. Because if we don't, baby, I mean, there is going to be, if the Republicans get either house, if they, God forbid, they get the House and the Senate, baby, hold on to your britches. Joe Biden will be impeached and convicted in the Senate. You know,
Dan, I don't hear that. I don't hear it. That makes me so angry. That can happen like that. For a great man doing great things for his country can be picked on for revenge.
That's the Republican Party. That's what it's going to be, a revenge tour if they get in there. Are you shitting me? You don't think that Marjorie Taylor Greene and you know, the rest of the whack jobs, they're looking to destroy it because they want to set up for 24. I'm sorry?
They've already lodged 14 articles of impeachment. Since Biden's been in power, there has been 14 articles of impeachment lodged against, 9 against Biden, 3 against Pelosi, and something or other against someone else.
You want to know where they're going? There you go. That's what their plans are. Not to make America great again. It's to destroy democracy and line their pockets. Don't ever forget, it has turned into, it's not about democracy, it's not about all the good things we want for this country, it's about fucking money. And the Republicans have a grasp on it, baby. Oil and gas, you pick an industry. Home Depot's in there checking out. Every time I go to Home Depot, I feel like spitting on the floor now. Are you shitting me? You know?
Anti-union. They're all anti-union now.
Look at what they're,
and that's the problem. You lose your unions, you lose your voice.
You know, I love it every time Joe Biden's out there speaking and he's pumping the unions. Because unions are what built the middle class in this country. They're what got the rights that workers have today. You work in a right-to-work state, you also have the right to be fired for any freaking reason they can think of. You don't have any rights. You ain't got shit. And as a matter of fact, if we take a close, hard look at how this is working, how our economy works and shit, most people, the companies are trying to limit them to under 40 hours a week. If you could limit an employee to 37, 38 hours a week, well, then he don't qualify for benefits if he's part-time. They play games with this shit at the expense of the American worker, out of the American family. They want you poor, hungry, and needing a job to provide a workforce for their factory, baby, for their business, for whatever it is that rakes money into their pockets. And we see it every day. And on the backs of it, the most blatant one is the oil companies right now making billions and billions and billions in profits while they pump the price of gas up. Really? Really? You're willing to screw over? Don't tell me about Saudi Arabia. You don't have to look to Saudi Arabia to see who's screwing the American people buying gas over. Look at Exxon. Look at any of the oil companies. They're the ones fucking you over, baby, because they could lower that price. They could cut off a little profit, make us suck it up for the country here a little bit. No. The important thing is the money.
Just so that you guys know, I have cousins that are in the business. They're retired, and they're still bringing in $500,000 a year.
The oil field pays well, baby. The oil field pays very well. It's big money.
It does.
Amazing.
It does. I see that people are asking, well, why haven't we searched the other places of Trump's? Well, the sad part about it is, according to Barbara McQuaid, who was a state attorney, said we cannot search any of Trump's properties until someone within those properties says, I've got suspicions that this is going on.
They have to have a reason to search those.
Yes.
So he could,
probable cause.
until someone puts a hand up and says something,
I will.
He's free of that.
I've seen boxes. I think he took them up there.
Mar-a-Lago, so you know it could happen. It could happen at Bedminster. It could happen up at Trump Tower.
Let me send out a thank you to Timothy Silva Jr. Came back with $10 and said, Democrats continue to gain momentum and never get discouraged by some pollsters who continue to be biased to the right. We must continue getting out the vote and defeat these fascist traitors. Oh, Timothy, couldn't say it any better, baby. That's what this is about.
Stop
That's what
Biden.
Tim's show is.
Stop
That's what
voting
Robin
for being
Kincaid's show is. All of the shows that I've been on, and others that speak their mind. This is a fight, baby. I mean, we're all out here with the pom poms trying to pump everybody up. Get out there to vote. That's do what we can, but we have to. We have to keep people motivated because this is the most important election. This is our democracy. It is not going to be easy for the next 2 years, baby. We are going to go through some shit. So either we stand up now and put our bow into the wind, baby, and let's get after this, or we're going to roll over on the side and sink before the 24 election. You can't run away from the storm, baby.
Got to save Joe Biden from being impeached, guys. We've got to vote to stop Biden being impeached.
We've got
We
to
can't let
vote
it happen.
to save this democracy that we're in.
Yep.
That's what the bottom line is, because if the Republicans get their way, your vote will eventually go away. It will be ceremonial at
That's
best.
why it's so important that we get Beto in there, because if we don't,
Indeed.
we will never get out of
We will.
this.
Texas will be the
He'll do it.
what it is right
I
now.
think he will do
The
it.
laughing stock of the nation. Tell me someplace else that ain't got jokes out the wazoo. You heard any jokes about North Dakota, South Dakota? No. Montana? No. You do California a little bit, and I'm proud of it. But Texas? Are you shitting me? We get kicked every time you turn
strange
around
thing, John?
because of this. What? This governor? Huh?
The strange thing is that I watch the world news constantly every day, and I look in Iran and I see that the Iran men have got with the women, and it's become a major riot now with men and women. The prison is on fire because the prison was full of political prisoners put in there by the dickhead leader. They've been freed, and it's gone nuts over there. They've even decapitated or cut the head off the statue in the front of the government there of the Ayatollah Khomeini.
They're chanting death to whatever his name is.
They're fighting for what? They're fighting for what Americans. So, John, they're fighting for what Americans want to throw away. Can you see this?
Yes.
Can you see the stupidity in this?
Yes, we don't need
this
to
is
go.
what will happen.
I'm proud to
If
see
you
them
don't save
standing
your
up.
democracy, please fight it. Please keep the house.
Let's
Keep
do
the damn
it in
house.
the voting booth so we don't have to do it like they're doing it in Iran. Let's do it so we can do it the way that our democracy, our country was founded on. Because the other side, they don't really care about that part no more, baby. They have an alternative method, like alternative facts. It's an alternative method to picking who will lead the country to save us all from socialism, or some shit. That's their game. And it's easy to fool fools. It's easy to find a chump. They're all over the
Can I
place,
mention
baby.
one more?
Not easy when a fool's been fooled to admit he's been fooled to change his mind and go back to the right way. That's the problem.
All it
It's hard
takes
to
is a
convince
little
someone
bit
they've
of
been
thinking.
tricked.
You were going to say, Nina?
Can I bring up one more name?
Sure.
Marissa Wood.
Melissa Wood.
California's Marissa, with an R. Marissa Wood out of California's 20th Congressional District. She's going up against Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice to see his little butt kicked
Yeah,
out?
she's a feisty redhead, so give her some support.
Give her some support out there. Anywhere that if you, and I say it all the time, especially if you're in a comfortable blue state, in a comfortable blue district, and you're going to be solid, maybe turn your mind and your money to those red states that are battling. Those, and in some blue states that are being challenged. Find out where the fight is and get into it, baby, because we need everybody in it.
In California.
We need all hands on deck, baby. That's what we need. And
I just had a thought. The Supreme Court judges have to fly right and make sure democracy stays. Because if in Trump world, if Trump's the new world leader or the new leader of America, there'll be no Supreme Court. There'll be no need for it. But he'll make the major decisions of those big things that the Supreme Court decide on. Because Donnie want to make those decisions. And all the other ones, for the rest of the courts, the parking fines, there'll be a court system. But the life and death cases be decided by Donnie. The Supreme Court will actually be not needed in Trump world.
well,
There's no Supreme Court in Russia
no,
or Iran.
no.
There's just the court system. There's no there's no
We've
appeals.
got problems
Once they
in
make
the
the
court.
decision, that's it.
We have problems in the court. We need to fix that. And
Well,
the
the
only way
court-
I
the court's
know
on
of
his side.
it is to increase the number on the court, and ain't nothing says we can't,
Bingo.
because they've stacked the court,
Need
and
two
it's going
more.
to be that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Teresa, are you in here?
That's what,
Yeah, John. Hola. This
Hola.
is me,
Hola, mi
Teresa
amiga.
from Chicago.
How are you doing, darling?
Ah, beautiful. Where you from?
She's from Chicago, and I watch her cooking all the time.
Chicago.
She just
Oh,
made menudo the other day. She posted
Chicago.
right there, and
My
I'm
kind of
dying.
town.
Oh,
Yep. I just said I'm gonna drop in for a while. I'm hurting. I hurt my back,
oh no.
so I'm in. Yeah, I hurt my back,
I'm sorry to hear
and
that, baby.
Yeah, I'm in my recliner. And I told my grandson I'm gonna go in there and say hi to my amigo John and to all my Blue Dot
Well, we're
friends.
glad you did.
We have
It's
to think
amiga.
positive, okay, John? We all have to think
We-
positive and have faith that we will have
We
a
will
blue
indeed.
wave. I already sent in my ballot. My ballot's in
Good.
already.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
See, now I not only
Yeah.
know Teresa, I know her sons, her husband, her grandkids. I know
Yeah.
them. She posts all the time.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yeah, my husband's out right now. He's a driver. He's a truck driver. My son's a truck
Your
driver
son's
too.
a truck driver. How's he doing?
Uh-huh.
Is he out on the
He's
road?
doing good.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Good.
doing good. Yeah, uh-huh.
That's
They're all
great.
doing good, John. I just thought I'd drop in and say hi to all of you
Well,
guys.
I'm glad you did.
And
Right,
always
right.
always have our fingers, our thumbs up that everything will go fine. We hope, And Beto, I just hope Beto wins.
Oh Lord, we're all
Oh,
hoping
yeah,
for that
me
one,
too.
Teresa.
We're all
Uh,
praying for that.
But yeah, that's the big push down here. Well, I'm glad you came in and said hello. Tell the family I
amigo.
said hello. And tell everybody up there I said hello.
Oh, thank
And
you,
I
John.
do. I
You
watch
too,
you
your
all the time.
family too.
I
And I watch you and I listen to you.
well, I
all
watch
of you.
you all the time, and I'm reading what you. I do.
Oh.
Every meal you're cooking, I'm looking at, baby.
Yeah, my cooking.
You're a great cook. I can sit down at your table any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Oh, whenever,
That's
John.
home cooking
I
down here, baby.
I hope we get together
I
one
wish
day.
we
I hope
could.
I get to see you. I always tell my husband, "Come on, let's drive to Texas."
Let's go.
I got my brother in Dallas. I go, "Let's go out there.
There you
Let's
go.
go
You
see
got family
John."
down there. You could have a reason.
Yeah,
See,
Dallas,
we got
I got
to.
my brother.
What we got to do is we got to plan another family get together.
Yeah, John.
I'm
Hopefully.
thinking at Bernadette's house.
Oh, that's good.
That's
Where's
good.
I think
Bernadette?
Come on. Come on.
I wish.
I'm on my way, Bernie. I'm on my way.
There you go.
Oh, good.
Right on.
See? Maybe we do.
Hopefully-
We need to start thinking about that. Another Blue Dot family meeting somewhere.
Yeah.
Pick a location.
Have
Yeah.
a picnic.
I know
Yeah.
Mitch is going to be
Okay,
in town.
John.
Okay, Teresa, I thank you
I
so
just
much for
wanted
coming
to-
in, baby.
You're welcome, John, and I love you all. And you guys think positive. Don't think negative. We gotta win. We gotta
We-
have that blue wave come
We
in.
got to, baby.
Okay.
Because our nation's depending on us. So
Yes,
we can't let it
definitely,
down, baby.
most definitely. Yes, John. Yes,
Oh, baby.
we
Take
have
care
to
of
think
yourself.
positive.
I
You
love it.
too,
All right,
and tell the wifey I said hi and your
I will
sons. Okay,
indeed.
John.
I will.
Okay, take care, you all. I
Uh,
love you guys.
Love you
You
back,
go,
Teresa.
John.
Take out.
Okay,
Thank you for being
Right
with
on.
us.
you're welcome. I hope everybody's better.
I love
Yes.
it.
I
You
posted
can do
in
this,
the
Jack.
I posted in the chat, guys. That interview. It was on the majority report, and they played the interview. They've only played part of it, which what I've seen, because they say that they can't do the copyright thing. But that interview I talked about, if you want to have a little it's 5 minutes long. Go look at it. It's on the chat.
It's on the chat.
All right.
We'll check it out. I
Yep.
want to thank. Well, wait before I leave here. We got another donation. Gene Prim came in with $10 through Super Chat. Gene, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who came in with donations tonight, and those in our Patreon family. I can't say thank you enough. It is what pays the bills here, baby. It's going to be a few months coming up, and so we greatly appreciate every donation we get, and it's heartfelt. So thank you very much. And it can't work without y'all. So, she done run out the door. Teresa done run out the door. Well, Teresa, thank you for being here, baby. We appreciate it tremendously, and it just makes me smile anytime you do. Miss Linda, thank you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you.
Oh, well, no, never mind. I was fixing to wait for it, but no, you can't do that because we're not done yet.
Later.
We
All
saved
right.
that
Good
for the
night,
blue.
John Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen. It's a thing. Anyway, Nina, thank you so much for coming by, darling. We enjoyed it.
Thank you, John.
Oh,
Thank you, Blue Dot family. Love you all.
love you all, too. Oh, my God. Keith, I didn't know you were in here.
I'm checking you guys out, just listening, learning, appreciating your comments.
I get so...
Love you,
I can barely see
John.
that freaking screen.
Specs, even your Navy. But
John, you're going to
All
have
right,
to give,
Marine.
give me a couple of minutes.
let's fight this fight. We gotta win this.
We got each other's
Yep.
back, brother. We get the thing done. We adapt, we overcome, we move forward, baby. That's what we do. Hoorah.
Amen.
And Semper Fi, my friend. Anyway,
Semper Fi.
Aussie Dave, always a pleasure. And just wanted you to know, that's
My
not a
pleasure,
bullshit
too.
story about my wife and your accent. Yeah, just like a,
Your wife?
yeah.
Your wife?
Oh, mine too,
I'm on
buddy.
my way.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
She's worth the trip, brother. But she's like the rest of them. Oh, Aussie, I just love that. I have an accent too. You're just so used to it, you don't recognize it. Anyway, Aussie, thank you for coming by and joining us. We love you, brother.
My pleasure.
Outstanding. And as always, Bernadette, I can't say thank you enough for what you do.
We love you,
We-
Bernadette.
We love you,
Thank
Bernadette.
you guys. I love this family. Let's get out this boat. We can do this. We can retain the House and Senate. And Teresa's right. We do have to stay positive, but we do have to do the work too. Okay, so
Easy-
support who you can. Thank you for donations tonight, and hit the like button on the way out the door.
Yeah, hit that like button. And put a smile
Yeah,
on
get
your
the thumbs
face,
up,
baby.
guys.
Huh?
Get those thumbs up.
Get those thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yes, hit the like button. Like, share, and
Hit that
subscribe.
like button like you mean it.
I used to end it every time. John Bertaville, a Blue Dot in Texas. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I love you. Thank you for being here. This family that goes on in that chat. I love you so much, and it's inspiring. Anyway, it's Sunday, so we'll be back here on Tuesday for another Blue Dot family meeting. So come by and join us. Get on Discord. Come join the conversation. We'd love to have you. But be ready. Be prepared. Make sure you're ready. Invite other people. Do whatever it takes, baby. Because we need this wave to rise higher than it ever has. John and Carolyn, good night. Michael Johnson, Tom Lowry, Sonia C., thank you all for being here. And we'll see y'all later. Y'all say good night.
Good night, John. Thank you, John.
Thank you all. Love you all.
Good night, Austin.
Save
Good night,
Biden. Save democracy.
There
Vote.
you go.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary.